Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. This year's Sephora Black Friday / Cyber Week sales are unlike anything I've seen before at Sephora. I have never seen products on Sephora go on sale the way that they're going on sale this year, and I figured this would be the perfect opportunity to do a full face of makeup that you're going to be able to get 30% off at Sephora. Some of these savings are better than what you could get on the Sephora savings event, and it applies to everyone. You don't have to be specific tier to get the discounts, which is amazing. Sephora's Cyber Week is from November the 25th until December the 2nd with select brands 30% off. 30% off every single day and 50% off select gifts during the Black Friday sale, which is from November the 29th until December 1st. You can shop these deals in store or online, and Beauty Insiders get free shipping. So if you have yet to sign up to become a Sephora Beauty Insider, definitely do so, because you're going to be able to get free shipping during the Black Friday and Cyber Week sales. The first link down in the description box of this video will take you to the Cyber Week's deal, which is going to break down for you all of the different discounts and the different brands that are going to be on sale on the different dates. So definitely check out that link for all of the specifics. But I'm going to do my best throughout this video to tell you when my favorite brands, the ones that I'm showing you today, are going to be discounted. Starting with Ole Henriksen, which you're going to be able to get 30% off on November the 26th, and I highly recommend you get your hands, if you haven't yet, on Ole Henriksen's Pop Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment, because these are the most delicious thing, the most hydrating thing that is ever going to touch your lips. I promise you that. I have not reached for any other lip balms in my collection since this one arrived to my life. And during the 30% off this November 26th, I'm definitely interested in getting the creme brulee flavor for myself, because I'm already halfway done with this one and I really want to try the creme brulee one. They also recently launched some that have like shimmery sparkles in them. Personally, I prefer just the original ones that just give you the nice glow to your lips. So definitely take advantage on November the 26th and add the best lip balm to your collection. Moving on to brows, and Anastasia Beverly Hills is going to have their brow products on sale from November the 27th until December 1st. So if you love products like the Anastasia Brow Freeze, the Anastasia Brow Pencils, anything like that, this is definitely the best time to stock up on your favorite products. I am using the Benefit Brow Pencil today, and Benefit is going to be 30% off on December 2nd. The entire brand, not just the brow products. December 2nd, you can get 30% off anything Benefit Cosmetics. I got my hair out of my face because I'm about to do complexion, and when it comes to foundation products, there are so many different amazing foundation products that you're going to be able to get 30% off during Cyber Week at Sephora. I have a few different brands in front of me with foundations that I absolutely love. The one I'm actually going to be applying today is going to be my all-time favorite foundation. This has been a favorite of mine for like 4 years now, ever since it came out, the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection foundation. I have gone through probably 4 bottles of this foundation, and this one is almost empty. This foundation is incredible looking. It looks very skin-like. It's extremely thin, very watery, which is not everyone's cup of tea, but I absolutely love a very skin-like, very thin foundation that looks undetectable on the skin. And if you love that kind of foundation, Pat McGrath is going to be 30% off at Sephora November the 28th, so definitely take advantage. Besides that, Lancome is also part of the sale. Lancome is going to be 30% off November the 26th, and Lancome's foundations are legendary, and with reason, because they are fantastic. I have 2 different ones to recommend to you if you have dry skin like mine. My favorite one is the Tint Idol Ultra Wear Care and Glow foundation, because it's more hydrating, it doesn't have a matte finish, it's beautiful and glowy, medium coverage, and a creamy foundation, not liquidy like the Pat McGrath one. This foundation is absolutely beautiful. I personally don't have a perfect match in in it, so I combine 120 neutral and 310 neutral to get my perfect shade. And then if you have combination to oily skin, the Lancome Tinted Idol foundation obviously is like an all-time favorite foundation. My shade is 215C, which works for me. This foundation is also very creamy and extremely long lasting, and it's going to be more of a natural to matte finish. An absolutely beautiful foundation. Urban Decay is going to be on sale the first day, and the new Urban Decay Face Bond foundation is fantastic. It's a bit thinner, not as creamy as the Lancome Tinted Idol foundation. Beautiful coverage, amazing if you have oily skin, but honestly I have dry skin and I was able to make it work just fine. I wouldn't probably recommend it for super dry skins like mine, but if you have a normal to oily complexion, this one is going to be fantastic for you. And lastly, the Fenty foundation is going to be 30% off on November the 29th, along with the entire Fenty beauty line. This foundation is beautiful, it's hydrating. This is the new soft lip foundation from Fenty, which is fantastic. I love it for my very dry skin. It has a beautiful natural to glowy finish, very long lasting, amazing coverage, a nice creamy formula that sinks right into the skin. I love it. Every single foundation I just mentioned to you is a 10 out of 10 for me. I'm applying the Pat McGrath one, and I'm going to say Pat McGrath is the most highly recommended for me just because it's the one that I've loved the longest. But I find it super incredible that you can get any of these amazing foundations 30% off at Sephora during Cyber Week, so definitely take advantage. And I wanted to make sure to mention a few of my favorites and tell you who they are good for, because not everyone has my same makeup preference. I do love the liquidiness of the Pat McGrath foundation, but like my friend Andrea, for example, she doesn't like liquidy foundations. And so she, for example, would prefer something creamy like the Lancome Tinted Idol foundation instead. By the way, if you find this video helpful and you're going to be taking advantage of these amazing deals at Sephora throughout Cyber Week, it would mean the world to me if you did so using the links I'm leaving you down below in the description box. Every single product I'm talking about, every single product I'm applying to my face today is going to be listed with links in the description box below. And I do make a small commission from those links down there at no cost to you, of course, and so it definitely helps out my channel quite a lot when you guys shop through my links. Here's the Pat McGrath foundation fully applied on my skin. I love it. I have loved it for years. I just find it to be the most skin-like foundation ever. It doesn't have the fullest coverage, but I love the natural to glowy finish. It is a very long-lasting foundation on me because I have very dry skin, so usually foundations last on me just fine. And for me and my skin type, it is a truly reliable foundation. It never falters. Next, I am going to use a color corrector. I highly recommend. This one is newer. I think it came out this year and I have not been able to stop using it ever since I tried it. It is from Tarte Cosmetics and it is the Tarte Cosmetics Creaseless Corrector. Tarte is going to be 30% off at Sephora on November the 27th. And so I do have not just this one, but a couple other products from Tarte that I'm recommending for this date that I have been absolutely loving. My Pat McGrath foundation, by the way, I forgot to mention it, is light medium 9. And this color corrector from Tarte is in the shade Peach. And I'm just going to pat it right in. If you, like me, have purpley hues underneath your eyes that come through your concealers, you absolutely need a color corrector. It is the best solution. Take a look at the change in my under eyes with just the color corrector. I love it. For concealer today, I'm going to be using this one from Lancome. This is the Lancome Tinted Idol Ultra Wear All Over Concealer, and I have it in the shade 095, and I'm just going to be brightening the under eyes with it ever so slightly. This one is creamy and it is a beautiful long-lasting concealer. My favorite thing about it is that it's pretty thin, which means it's not going to easily crease underneath my eyes. The coverage is great, the longevity of it is great, and like I said before, Lancome is going to be 30% off on November the 26th. Any excess concealer on my sponge, I'm just swiping over my lids as kind of a eyeshadow primer. And for powder, I'm going to use a new favorite of mine, which is this one right here from Tarte, the Tarte Cosmetics Creaseless Setting Powder. Now, I have mine in the shade Lavender, which I bought because I really wanted to try a lavender on dry setting powder. And once I tried it, I discovered that even though I'm obsessed with this formula, which is the reason I'm recommending this powder and it's become a favorite of mine, I prefer a pink undertone in my translucent powder. So on November the 27th, I'm going to be getting the pink version of this Tarte Creaseless translucent powder for myself because I love the pink undertone in my translucent powder more than the lavender one. But the formula of this translucent powder from Tarte has really impressed me. It's very similar to my favorite translucent powder, which is the one from Danessa Myricks. And I think the only reason that this one is not as much my favorite as that one is the undertone, because I find that the purple undertone is not the most flattering on me. And so when I get the pink undertone in this Tarte translucent powder, I think this is definitely going to be just as good on my skin as the Danessa Myricks one. That's my favorite. So with 30% off, this Tarte translucent powder is an absolute must-have. When it comes to bronzer, we're going back to Pat McGrath. You guys know the Pat McGrath bronzer has been a favorite of mine for a couple of years now, ever since it came out. This one here is my favorite shade, which is called Naked Desire. It's the lightest shade, and I like it because it's nice and buildable and it has a beautiful cool undertone, and I find that it bronzes up my face and it sculpts my face all at the same time. I like that this is a buildable bronzer. Sometimes I'm scared of bronzers being too pigmented because I also tend to be a bit extra generous with my bronzer. And so this one keeps me in check. If you're not as pale as I am, they do have incredible darker colors of this bronzer as well. And the formula is soft and blendable and truly fantastic. So I highly recommend it, especially in particular for 30% off on November the 28th. Now, when it comes to blush, you guys know I am obsessed with Pat McGrath blushes, so highly recommend those. But I'm actually going to apply a different one today that is newer in my collection and I have been really loving lately. I'm talking about the new Fenty powder blushes. I have the one in the shade Baking Cakes 01, and I tried this one recently during the Sephora savings event and fell head over heels for it, fell in love because the formula is great, it is blendable, it is pigmented, it is kind of blurring on the face. I love it, and Fenty is going to be 30% off on November the 29th. So if you have yet to try these new Fenty blushes, I promise you they have an incredible formula. And 30% off is of course an incredible deal, especially because these are new. These haven't been out for that long. So to be able to get them on sale is fantastic. See how good this blush is? In particular, this shade. I love blushes that are a shade like this one. It's like neutral, natural looking, but like a little peachy. It's like you're barely flushing, like you just tan really well. I love it. I love this color blush. I'm done with complexion and jumping on to eyes. And of course, if the queen of eyeshadows is going to be 30% at Sephora, I am definitely going to recommend that you get a Pat McGrath palette. I'm going to be using the new holiday Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette, which I find to be incredible. But also, Sephora carries a lot of Pat McGrath's mothership palettes, and to get a mothership palette 30% off at Sephora is an incredible opportunity. So this one here is the one I'm going to be using today, which is the Mega Eyeshadow Palette in Luminous Legends that came out this year. I've been dying to do more looks with this one, so I'm taking advantage of this opportunity. And if you guys want to see what my favorite mothership palettes are from Pat McGrath, I do have rankings videos on those, so definitely check my rankings out if you want to know which ones are my favorite. To begin today's look, I'm going to use this shade here as my transition color, and so I'm going to back and forth diffuse it all throughout the crease of my eye. The formulas in this palette are butter. They are so blendable, so easy to work with, and this is a fantastic palette to have for the holiday season because you have so many shimmery, glimmery sparkles in there. Plus, this palette just launched a couple months ago and you can get it 30% off. As I was saying at the beginning of the video, I don't think Sephora's ever done a sale as good as this one, so I'm pretty pumped. I'm pretty pumped about it. Switching to a smaller blending brush, and I'm going into the darkest matte brown shade. I'm going to first add it to the outer third of my eyelid by tapping, and then I'm going to blend that color into the crease by doing little circles with the tip of my brush. Same thing over here. I'm going to use this shimmer right here, which is one of my favorites from this palette, right next to the outer third of the eyelid, but not quite in the center. And I'm just tapping it on with my finger. These, as you can see, incredibly pigmented. And then I'm going to use this shade right in the center and towards the inner corner, because that one matches my sweater. Just tapping, tapping, tapping. And with a small flat brush, I'm going to grab this shade right here and add it to the inner third of my eyelid. And this is also going to be my innermost corner color. Those sparkles look wonderful. I'm just going to make sure that I still see my dark matte brown color on the outer corner. So I'm tapping it once again with my pinched blending brush. Grabbing that shade with a pencil brush as well so that I can tightline my lower lash line with it. Around halfway in. And then with a small fluffy brush and our transition shade, we're smoking it out. For my waterline, I used an Urban Decay eyeliner. This is in the shade Deep End. Urban Decay eyeliners are fantastic, super creamy, very long lasting, and they go on the waterline beautifully. I wanted my waterline eyeliner to bring out the minty shade on the eyelid, so I used the shade Deep End, and it looks incredible. Now, I will say Urban Decay has one of the broadest range of shades when it comes to their pencil eyeliner. So if you're in need of a pencil eyeliner, definitely check them out November the 25th so you can get them 30% off, because their eyeliners are incredible and they have any shade you can imagine. Lancome and Fenty Beauty, which are part of this Cyber Week sale, have incredible mascaras, but my favorite from all of the brands that are going to be participating is definitely the Pat McGrath Dark Star mascara. So this is the one that I'm going to be using today. I just love the hourglass wand, and I love how incredible this mascara makes my lashes look. It thickens, it lengthens, and it separates my lashes all at the same time. I could not possibly ask for more, so I absolutely love this one. Take a look right there. That is 2 coats of that Pat McGrath mascara. I'm in love, okay? Obsessed. Very few mascaras I've tried make my lashes look this good. This mascara has been a favorite of mine for years. All we have left to do is lips, and when it comes to lip products, Pat McGrath has incredible lip products. Tarte has really good lip products. Makeup Forever, which you can get 30% off November the 27th, has incredible lip products. Estee Lauder has incredible lip products, but I am choosing to put on some Fenty today because I have been obsessing over these. In particular, this right here. These are the Fenty Gloss Bomb Sticks. I have the shade It's Fussy right here, and they have the most incredible formula. If you watch my channel often, you may know that I have been obsessing over like very glowy but not super pigmented necessarily lip balmy types of lipsticks, and that is exactly what this is, and I absolutely love it. So I'm going to put on the lip liner first. This one is the Fenty lip liner in the shade Traced Out, and the Fenty lip liners came out recently and they are also incredible. They are honestly some of the creamiest, most pigmented lip liners I have ever tried, so I highly recommend these. I barely have to touch my lip and it's like boom, full pigment. So here's the Traced Out lip liner applied. My bad, I thought Traced Out is the name of the shade, but that's actually the name of the lip liner. So the shade is the shade Riri 01 that I have on. The other shade I have and have loved is the shade Peanut Butter, and I actually think I might layer them a bit today because this is a bit more pink than I expected and I wanted to match my eye look a little better. So I'm toning it down a bit with the shade Peanut Butter over it. Yep, I like this better. And then we're putting It's Fuzzy right over this combination. Oh yeah. See, I just love the glow. I love the glow and the fact that it feels like a lip balm. These are not sticky. The smell is incredible, super sweet, almost edible. I love it. And so here you have it. Here is a full face of some of my most favorite products Sephora has to offer. And every single one of these you can get 30% off at Sephora during Cyber Week, which is incredible. I'm in love with the way my makeup came out, by the way. I'm filming this Sunday morning, so now I have a full day ahead of me and I'm going to look this good. Anyway, Anyways, definitely check out the first link in the description box down below because you'll see every single deal available at Sephora this week. I didn't mention everything in this video, but like Olaplex is going to be on sale as well. There's going to be 4 points on fragrance, up to 50% off fragrances, which I'm very curious about which fragrances are going to be included in that. And if any of my favorite fragrances are included in that, I'll definitely be posting about it over on my Instagram stories. So follow me on Instagram if you haven't already, because I have been posting all of the best deals over there. Again, if you found this video helpful and you're shopping the Sephora Cyber Week sale, please do so using the links I'm leaving you down below in the description box. It truly helps out my channel. And that is all I have for you guys today. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching today's video, and I hope to see you back in the next one. Bye.